Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. Bendición. Salam alaikum to all the elders. Echuadeh here. EternalElevation.com. This is my first YouTube video. I decided to start this channel to shed some light on some of the issues that I feel is causing a bad view and a misrepresentation of what these ATRs, African traditional religions, to be looked upon as a negative. More and more I'm seeing people join this religion, but I'm seeing more and more of it being uh, criticized and also being broken down each day in social media and through word of mouth. When I first meet someone and they say, what you in that Santeria stuff, and not fully understanding what it is. Or when, let's say, someone does witchcraft to someone, the first thing they say to that person is, somebody did Santeria to you. And I just laugh because they fully don't understand that, no, you cannot. There's not Santeria that someone is doing to you. It's just funny because you wouldn't go do witchcraft to somebody using Santeria. But I'm here to just shed some light on some topics that I feel are important to any viewers that I may have, or the people that are new to the religion, maybe Yawoses, Ingeos, Pinanuevos, even spectators. So I chose to be my first video to be three sides to the story, and I chose that because I feel, in my experience, there's always three sides to the story, and I chose this title being God Child, Godfather, and then Ego. So I'm going to start this off with Godchild. Godchild. So in my experience, I'm always going to speak from my experience and what I have been through, and also my opinion. Some things are facts, but I'm also going to be speaking from opinions, not facts, because this life is a lifelong journey of learning. And I know people that are going to comment on this page, they're going to teach me something. So I'm always going to speak from my experience and also from opinions. So Godchildren, when you first coming into this way of life, you don't know what to expect. You can always assume because of social media and gossip and the different outlets of us receiving this information. We get we formulate an idea of what we think is going to happen or expect, or what is to be true. So as a godchild, my first experience coming in, I didn't know what to expect. I was always came from a spiritual background, and I thought that we were practicing Santeria. My grandmother, always was spiritual, and my grandfather and aunts and uncles. So I didn't know what to expect, because coming into Santeria, which the real religion is called Ifa, didn't know what to expect. I thought it was, just the same thing that, me and my grandparents practiced, but that was more spiritualism, not Misa Blancas things, not nature. It wasn't Santeria. So at that point in my life, I was searching for something more. And I wanted to find my purpose in life. I was ready to find me and who I was and who I am. I found my first godparent, and it was an experience. I'm just gonna say that because I'm not here for gossip. But me coming in at that point in my life, I thought, this person's uh, word was gold. That this person is here and they can't do any harm, and this person is the person that is going to teach me how to find what it is I'm looking for. And I had expectations and assumed, and when those expectations and things that I expected and assumed didn't go the way I wanted to, it didn't leave it left a bad taste in my mouth with that person, not the religion. And I'm talking to you from my experience because that person didn't took advantage of me. When I say took advantage of me, he basically uh, seeing that I had a little bit of money and did things that rituals that he wasn't supposed to. So, as a godchild, you putting your trust in someone and you are expecting for this person to do the same with you. But we have to realize in life that every person you encounter and meet, it's an interview. This person, depending on the interview, this person is going to put on their costume or uniform for that interview. So you truly never going to know who they are until you spend some time with them. And as godchildren, my advice is that before choosing your godparent, get to know them first as the person, not the priest or priestess. So, is it the child's fault? No, it's not. Is it the godparent's fault? Some of the blame goes more on the godparent, depending on the situation. Only because we are the elder, and our children are a representation of the godparent. So the godchild, we're told not to read further than we should or speak when spoken to. If you don't, have the ritual, don't go. Don't go to other people's house. There's many rules when having a godchild because there's a lot of things that the godfather is responsible for having a godchild, and that's you're responsible for the godchild physically because of any emotionally and mentally, because in a spiritual warfare, these things can affect the person in those three manners. First, physically, then mentally, or vice versa, or emotionally first, physically. But these things affect this person, and depending on the person's strength and willpower, it can come in all three, it can come one by one, or it can come in a line of succession. So the godfather is responsible for that person. So these are why the rules are put into play. But back to God's son. I got a little off topic. But back to God's son. So we come to this person expecting for them not to overcharge us, or for what we think isn't overcharging us, or for us to be told the truth, for us to be in this space of, in all this circle, a part of something bigger than us, for there to be no lies, for there to be respect. So when it's done to us, we don't know how to feel. We don't know what to do because we're new. We don't know anything about the religion. We may have never been to another priest or priestess house before and don't know anything. So what we're taking for this person to tell us can be the truth. Now, as a godparent, accepting this godchild, in my opinion, I feel before even taking on a godchild, the godfather should be stable. I'm not going to say any underlying categories that go under stability, because a person can be happy and stable with just 1 meal a day and a roof over their head. So that word stability is taken upon the beholder. So the godfather should be stable and have the time, energy to take on the responsibility of a godchild, because it is our responsibilities as godparents. And like I said, I'm speaking in my experiences and also in my opinion, and from all three sides, because I've been on all three sides of this categories. So as a godparent, we should be stable. You should have, you should have the time, and you should be able to dedicate to this godchild, because this person came to you with issues, or with the trust that you're going to take care of their head, their order. And you're not going to lie, you're not going to cheat, you're not going to lust, you're not going to do any of these things for this person. And if you know, and my thing is, even if you're making a living off the religion, or if you don't make a living off the religion, who are you? What is your duty as a godparent or priest or priestess to this person? Are you going to overcharge them? If you know they don't have the money, are you going to tell them it's $221, knowing that you just read this person and the reading said they're going through a financial hardship and they didn't even have enough money to give you for the reading, that you're still going to try to charge them $221 and then say that I got to charge what I got to charge because it came up in my Ita or Bako, or... But we're not, that's another topic. That's another topic. But my point is that you have a duty to this person when you brung them in front of your Orishas or your Nganga or even your Lowasis, so on and so forth. Not to be deceitful. Now, as a godchild, it is your job also to be honest with your godparent. Because how can you expect your godparent to help you if you're not truthful? Godparent, it is your job to have patience with the God, underlining emphasis on child, godchild. This is a child, someone new that you're raising up. The most important thing is to have patience with this person, because this person is unstable. They came to this religion seeking help. So it is your job to basically help this person out. and be patient with them and respectful. Godchild, it is our job to always be honest with our godparent, to respect them, because the minute that we need help, the minute that we need something, we call them. But now, aside from godparent and godchild, let's talk about life, because this is where I'm going to incorporate ego into this. Now, life, we've been taken advantage of as people, not godparent, not godchild. We've been taken advantage of as people. Everyone's been taken advantage of people. We took advantage of people before in our own lives, maybe cheating, lying, and so on and so forth. Now, how much can you take if someone is just using you when they want to find out their future, or someone's using you when they tell you that you need to do this ritual? There's many scenarios, but the point is, how much can you take if someone is using you, or you feel someone is not being honest with you, or is taking advantage of you, taking advantage of your kindness? How much can you take if you constantly reaching your hand, extending your hand to someone when they need help, and you're not getting even a thank you? How much can you take when you don't even get a phone call from this person? Because we expect our godparents and godchildren to call us every waking hour. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. To call us on a daily basis, but we fail to realize this is a relationship between these two parties. You're getting to know this person. It's a relationship first. So are you obligated to call this person? In my opinion, me as a person, I call my godparents every day, or text them at least. Hey, what's going on, father? What up? How you doing? You alright? To let them know, because just because you're thinking about a person doesn't mean that they know. Yes, they are mind readers. We know they can read our minds and they have egos, yes. But at the same time, it's good to know that you're calling the person, because if you just call it God, I mean, I'm speaking from godparent children. If you're just calling your godparent because your girlfriend or boyfriend broke up with you, or you need this position at this job, or because, someone's doing witchcraft from you, or you want this get out of jail free card, that's not cool, in my opinion. And the godparents, they may say, you know what, like, that's my godchild, I'm gonna take care of them regardless, but that also takes a toll on them, But also godparents, if you see that your godchild is calling you, you should also reach out to them and say, yo, how you doing? Is everything okay? Y'all building a relationship with each other, and this is the person you got to remember is touching your crown, your order, your head. And if you feel some type of way about them and you just want to get a ritual done, then whose fault is it? Is it the godparents knowing that they don't really respect this person for not calling them? Or is it the godchild's fault for knowing this person, or vice versa, not calling them or is calling them? That's when we start to place the blame or look for the blame, and this is when the ego comes in. And the ego plays a big role on it. The ego says, well, that's my godfather, he's supposed to. And then you say, the godfather says, well, I am the godparent, they are supposed to. So now ego says, well, I'm not going to. Then the other ego says, well, I'm not going to. And then this is battle within the self. And that's when you go outside of this relationship to look for opinions of what you think you should do, or what the other person. Because you got to remember that this religion is 95% gossip. I'm just being totally honest. It's gossip. So that's when people start to get in between the relationship of Godson and Godfather, and gossip starts to formulate. And now your Godfather's doing witchcraft on you, or your Godson or God daughter is out here, talking about you, or this is when the bochinche, gossip, formulates. So as I said, ego plays a big role in a lot of things in this religion. It plays a big role in putting your price on things. It plays a big role on the relationships between Godparent and Godchild, and it plays a big role in social media and the way this religion is viewed, or religions, sorry, is viewed, because people start doing things that I feel, in my opinion, give a bad view of what this really stands for and what is your purpose in trying to receive from this religion, which is to find oneself. And Godchild and Godparent both have a role, and I said I can sit here and speak about this topic for hours, but I have many other topics that I'm going to speak about pertaining this religion or way of life, because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful way of life. But the role as a godparent as well, if you know you have 200 godchildren, why would you take on 201 if you know you can't take it or can't handle it? Because you got to remember too, godparents, that this person is searching for a spiritual journey, but also searching for themselves. And if you don't have the time to basically allow to teach this person, to help this person 2, 3 in the morning, don't take on the responsibility. And if your egun or spirits are saying don't do it, then don't do it. And God's children, if it's your job to investigate this person before going in front of these persons or rishas or entities, because, and I'm saying this because, if you see that this person only has 2 or 3 godchildren, or this person personality doesn't really mesh with yours, then why would you even go deal with this person in the first place? Because then I'm leaving one important part out of this whole thing. Yet your rishas, your egun, your ngangas, your loases, they're the ones really getting disrespected. Because if this person disrespects your house, then your Orisha is getting disrespected. And if you're disrespecting this person as the obligation of having a God child, you're disrespecting your Orishas and Olofi, Ololum, Olodumare, and Sambia. So, be careful what you ask for. Be cautious with the people you choose to be your representation. Because, like I said, we're dealing with spirituality and also life. If you see that this person, a red flag is going up and this person isn't right to be your godchild or godparent, then don't do it. Don't do it. Like I said, I'm doing many more videos that's going to discuss. My next video is going to be called The Price of Doing Business. I'm going to speak about the different prices and things that these godparents put on rituals and so on and so forth. That's all I have for you today, people. Bendición. Salam alaikum, alaikum sara. Bonsoir. I hope this video was helpful and informative. Join me next time for Eternal Elevation. Thank you.